Hello, everyone. I'm just going to do a very short video today because of the news about Alex Murdaugh, which it just blows me away. So they just came out to say that it seems like Alex Murdaugh stole like $4 million from his housekeeper's family because she had a death in their house and the insurance paid out, but not to the family of the housekeeper, but somehow he was helping the family and siphoned all that money off to some offshore account someplace, and $4 million, and the family never saw a penny. Now you say, what happened to the housekeeper? And this is what just, I'm like, how did this happen? And I'm going to tell you how it happened. So, any rate, her name was Gloria Satterfield. She'd been working for the family like 25 years. And this is the story. Satterfield, 57, had been the Murdaugh housekeeper and nanny for around 25 years when she died following they have quotes on it, and let's have quotes on it, a trip and fall inside the Murdaugh family home back in February of 2018. Satterfield was found by Murdaugh's wife, Maggie, on the front steps of the family home. I'm not quite sure how she fell inside if she was found on the front steps, but maybe she staggered to the front steps. I'm going to guess that's what they're saying here. She was found on the front steps of the family home bleeding, and the family said she had tripped over their dogs. She died weeks later. Now, wait a minute. Who said she tripped over the dogs? If the wife, and this is the wife, Maggie, who ended up dead with her son 4 months ago, shot to death now he's a suspect. I don't know why. Okay. Yeah, you should be a suspect because that dude is a psychopath and a half. And I'll discuss how he's getting away with what he's doing all these years. But anyway, so Gloria Satterfield trips over the dogs. And if the wife found her bleeding on the front steps, I'm not seeing anything that the wife really said that she saw her trip over the dogs. It's a long running joke in my particular family. And so if I end up dead, please pay attention to this. The joke is that I live next door to my daughter, and they have some stairs that go up to the first floor. And we have over there 2 German shepherds and a cute little poofy thing. Anyway, and the joke is, well, one day, if we get fed up with you, we'll push you down the stairs and we'll say, you tripped over the dogs. You heard it here from me. If I fall down the stairs because I tripped over the dogs, do not believe it. There is a very good hand railing, and I hang on so those dogs do not throw me down the stairs. Ask that case to be investigated. So anyway, this woman supposedly trips over the family dogs to the point where she then is in this serious condition. Well, okay, maybe she did. Maybe she did, and this psychopath, and I'm going to call him that because everything that he's done is an example of psychopathy. And I think he's so at this point, he's got so little money left and he's in so much trouble that I guess the lawsuit isn't coming my way. I'm not going to say he's a psychopath. I'm just going to say he exhibits all the behaviors of a psychopath. So she could have tripped over the dogs, and then when they paid out but here's the interesting thing. Let me read further here because this is so bizarre. The 57-year-old's death was not reported to the coroner at the time, and no autopsy was carried out. The death certificate cites the manner of death as natural. Oh, she naturally fell over the dogs and died. It's like, what? Something that is inconsistent with injuries sustained in a trip and fall accident. You think? This does not match the information documented in the wrongful death suit, which said she died as a result of injuries sustained in a trip and fall accident. So you see, if she died of natural causes, you can't have a wrongful death suit. So apparently what happened is Murdaugh decided, now that, let's not get everybody involved here. Let's not get the coroner and the autopsy done and all that stuff. Let's not get all that involvement. Let's just call it a natural death. But hey, let me report it to the insurance company as she tripped and fell and died from her injuries. And therefore, then they're going to be a wrongful death suit against me, essentially, and my house. But since I'm going to control how it's all handled, the family will never get the money, and I will. Okay, so what happened was, it turns out that Murdaugh allegedly then defrauded the Satterfield family out of $4.3 million of a wrongful death settlement, which they said they had not received a dime of. Last week, new legal documents filed as part of a civil suit by Satterfield's sons, they claimed that Murdaugh set up a fake firm called Forge to siphon off $3.5 million of the settlement money when it was paid out by his insurance firms. His insurance, yeah, it happened in his house, so it would be his insurance. But usually you don't want those things, those kind of payments against you, against your insurance. But hey, I guess if you're going to collect it, why not? So now a motion was filed by the Satterfield sons and said the payouts were redirected to what was essentially a P.O. box in Hampton instead of to them. Woo, all right. And he's got some other people that are involved. 2 other defendants were named. Murdaugh's old college roommate, Corey Fleming. That guy has contacts, I tell you, who acted as a lawyer on behalf of the Satterfield families. Wait. He acted as, I'm going to get all confused about this. But anyway, it does appear that he has people helping him out. And this is my whole point. People will say, how is it that he gets away with so much of the stuff he's gotten away with, which is embezzlement, possible murder? How is he getting away with this? Well, think back to, I did a show on Drew Peterson last week. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on Killer Cops. And one of the things about Drew Peterson was, how did he off his wife and get away with it? This is the third wife, Kathleen. How did he get away with it? Well, it's because he'd hung around with everybody, because he's the dude you go drinking with at the bar. He's your buddy. He's the guy you've worked with for 20 years. And it doesn't register in people's heads. Maybe the dude's a killer. So this guy, he has been completely entrenched in the whole area legal system for many years. His whole family has been entrenched. He's got a beautiful house. He's got a beautiful family. He's got a boat. I'm sure the dude plays golf, and he plays golf probably with the judges and the other lawyers and who knows who else, all the politicians. And so when things happen, they go, I don't think it can be our buddy. Now, admittedly, he does some squirrely stuff, but hey, dude's a lawyer, he's going to do stuff like that. So, okay. So we just don't think he's going to go that far over the line. Well, apparently he did. And now he's in massive trouble. And now they're starting to look back in time and saying, okay, perhaps we gave this guy a little bit too much benefit of the doubt on his behaviors. So now they're going back and they're finding out all the things he's done. And now they're looking at the Gloria Satterfield death and they're saying, well, okay, clearly now we have proof that he embezzled from the family and stole all the money in the wrongful death suit. But then again, how did it become a wrongful death suit? How did it get labeled a natural death and not an accident? How is there no investigation of how she died? And now it's a good question, because did anybody see her trip over those dogs? Or did somebody push her down some steps and then say, the dogs did it? The dog doesn't kind of remind you of Son of Sam, the dog made him do it, but the dogs did it. And oddly, that's not a bad thing to claim, especially when an older person, it's always considered frail and like, oh my goodness, she just, she broke easily and you tripped over the dog. Again, if somebody says I was tripped by those dogs down those stairs, it didn't happen. So I just want to know, that's a public service announcement to all the people who love and care about me. So, but this is, a quote should have been listed as an accident. If that really happened, if she tripped over the dogs, it should have been listed as an accident in the autopsy. But surely Alex Murdaugh took advantage of that and listed as an accident to then siphon off all this money that the family actually never saw. So the dude is crooked, super, super crooked, and also maybe a murderer on top of it. And all those things are a sign of psychopathy. But a lot of the questions I always get is, how do psychopaths survive in regular society? And it's because they have positions of power. And because they have positions of power and are sometimes very smart, I mean, not all psychopaths are smart. Don't believe that. Sometimes they're just real dumb shits. But, you know, sometimes they're very smart. And they use that smartness and the education to be able to control and manipulate people and go into professions where they can control and manipulate people. Sometimes that's they become pastors of churches like Jim Jones, or they become politicians. And I'm not going to get into who's what on that. No, let's not go there. And no comments below like that. And then the legal profession. There's a lot of places where psychopaths can find a way to manipulate people and get their way. So I'm going to say, dude's got a lot of symptoms, behaviors of psychopathy. And if he ends up being that he did actually murder people, well, I'm going to say then he's an outright psychopath. And I would say that now, but I'll just be on the safe side here. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up today because I thought this was kind of just a fascinating thing. When I heard about the housekeeper, I'm like, oh man, that dogs did it, you know. So anyway, thank you very much. If you like this video, please do like it. Click below, like it, become a subscriber to my other videos. Please share with your friends and hit the bell so that you can find out about other shows that I'm going to be doing. So it was nice to be here with you. I wasn't expecting to be here with you today, but I just had to comment on this case. Bye-bye.